So I want to say this thing about her laugh. Do you know how it's kind of like it's very cute, but it's also kind of like
Repulsive even.
yeah.
Okay.
And then if she laughs, then I can point it out and be like, and there it is. You know, I did. I said, if everyone knows he's a piece of shit, then why are we doing a retrospective in the first place? It's like it's so incredibly irresponsible. No one ever cares until it's too late, and then it always ends up backfiring on me. Emma, I'm being serious. It's not funny.
No, I agree with you. This is not funny at all.
Charlie is workshopping his speech to Emma, highlighting the things he adores about her, like her laugh. But does Charlie know everything about Emma? Spoilers, he does not. In the A24 dark comedy, The Drama. Bryan, we cannot spoil this film.
No, not at all. I know it's been out for a couple of weeks, but I still don't want to. And I've been surprised that nobody has really spoiled this movie up until this point from stuff that I've seen.
It's like The Sixth Sense. Like when everyone went to see The Sixth Sense and Gene Siskel went out and he was like, guys, don't tell people the secret. No. I feel that way about The Drama.
Yeah.
People, don't spoil the secret of this movie. So that makes it challenging to talk about
a little bit, yeah,
what this film is about.
Yeah.
Yes, there is a twist.
Yeah.
Something is said by a character that alters everything.
That alters, yeah, how people see her. And how it affects their relationship.
Yeah, I think what's so fantastic about this movie is once you hear what is said during a dinner conversation, you yourself start going, oh, well, how do I feel?
How do you feel?
How would I act in this situation? Who's right? Who's wrong? And then through the entire course of the movie, I'm shifting back and forth. Like I'm going through the journey that Robert Pattinson's character is going through.
Yeah.
I am Charlie in The Drama.
And that's the interesting thing that I love about this movie is the fact that it really does play both sides where you can put yourself in the POV of Zendaya's character and Robert Pattinson's character as well when this revelation of the secret comes out. Because when you look at both sides of it, it's like, okay, I understand where Charlie is coming from when you learn something about your partner that you think you know everything about them.
Right.
And then this comes out that makes you color their whole personality and their whole attitude and who they are as a person. But from Zendaya's point of view, also know like, okay, if I have this secret, but this is not who I am as a person, and you need to just kind of look at me for who I am now. I could see both sides of that.
That cliche idea of like you're more than your worst day, right?
Yeah.
And then this film challenges that idea, right?
Yeah.
So when you went into this movie, and you saw it at a press screening.
Yeah.
I missed the press screening. I went to see it with the public, and the public turned out to be just
Just
me.
you.
No one else was in the theater. I had the whole place to myself, and I got to be very audible while watching it.
There you go.
What? Huh? Whoa. When you went to see this film with that press screening, you knew there was a twist.
Yeah, I knew something was coming.
You knew something was said, right?
Yes.
So when that thing was said,
Yeah.
were you still surprised by what that thing is?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was. Like going to your point, I was Robert Pattinson, I was Alana Hamm, I was Mamadou Athie, I was all three of them in that moment. I was like, oh. Going to that point, it's like, yeah, it puts you in that perspective where it's like, oh, I wasn't expecting this. Oh, this is the type of movie this is.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is big topics.
Yeah, this is okay. Now we're getting into like some real like heavy topical stuff now.
Yeah. The style of the film is really interesting. The editing of this movie is really interesting, right? Because you have sequences within sequences, and sometimes they're imagined, sometimes they're not imagined.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit of a puzzle. It keeps you on your toes as you're watching this film of like, okay, is what's on the screen right now
Yeah.
the story?
Yeah, or is it something that's in their head? It's very stream of conscious in that way, and I like that. But even before the reveal, the editing kind of sets you up for that, where it's kind of jumping back and forth between, because like you had mentioned coming into this segment, he's trying to write his speech to Emma, and it's going back and forth to like the beginning of their relationship. You see how they first met.
To the timeline of the speech.
Yes, exactly. And then once he kind of learns this revelation, then we kind of get into this kind of stream of consciousness type of editing where we're getting into Charlie's thoughts, we're kind of getting into Emma thoughts a little bit in the way that the movie is
because
edited.
like this bomb is dropped And then we have to see how Zendaya is going to interpret what Charlie might be up to when he's out of the room.
Yeah.
You know, and so you get all these like extreme things that Charlie could do, and then vice versa. I don't know.
I know this is a movie that I think it opens itself up to some great discourse and great conversations, but it's also a movie that you definitely want to have a spoiler conversation with this, because I think once you can have more of an open discussion about what the secret is, then I think you can kind of have a deeper conversation about this. It's kind of hard because we're tiptoeing around a lot of it, but I think it's a movie that's definitely worth watching.
It's worth watching, and the most exciting thing about it is how the film continues after it ends. Because you take your experience watching this movie into your conversations. Right? Like, you know, I had breakfast with my dad today. I have a question for him.
Okay.
Lisa went to see it without me, so we had a conversation about it. Like, I'll be talking about the drama probably for the rest of the year.
It's one of those very topical movies, if that's not too much of a spoiler. But yeah, we'll just leave it at that. What's your rating? What's your rating for this?
I really, really enjoyed it. I'm still grappling with the climax of the movie, how it resolves itself. I think I am satisfied with it, but I'm definitely satisfied with the entire experience. It's a B+. I think you need to see it sooner rather than later. You don't want to be spoiled on this one.
No. Part of the enjoyment is the right word. Is
I think it's the right word.
Yeah, the enjoyment of it is
squirmy.
It's very squirmy. Is the revelation of that secret, and then how you take that in, and then you kind of wrestling with your own thoughts about that.
I think it would be bad if you went into this movie knowing what the secret was and you were already thinking about your answers to it.
Yeah, exactly.
To me, it's all about watching the film after that moment and trying to answer questions alongside Robert Pattinson's character and Zendaya's character.
Yeah, and hopefully you don't crash out the way that Charlie did. All right, so those are our thoughts on the drama.
If you liked what you just saw,
then check us out on YouTube at PGC TV Online. We'll see you at the movies.